We're gonna add another hook. Coach's tip, because I know we got lots of folks in here, a good deal of experience. A good way to evaluate your fighter, your boxing, is to watch it from the feet up. Once you watch them throw hands for a while, but then you get back down to the feet. You're looking for the feet to come off the mat. You're looking for the ass to be back over the heels. You can tell. You can correct, because there's a tendency to overcorrect the upper body first. And you go, yeah, if this is elbows behind the fist, a lot of times you go, that's the law of the battle. The punch is going to be driven from the feet up to the hips. So there'll be, if you could sometimes tunnel vision yourself out and not look up at all, even if you have to hide your eyes a little bit like you're embarrassed about it, just watch the feet. Makes sense what I'm discussing there? Don't let that thing come off the mat where possible. Now, that hammer hook that we just threw is a power shot. And it's primarily used when you throw in counter-revolution combinations, which means you can end with that hammer hook, ending with that power shot, or you can make your next shot immediately after. You can have another shot immediately after it, but if it is going to be one after it, it's going to have to come off the other side. That would be counter-revolution in your combination. Meaning if I throw this side, counter-revolution combination would be a shot from this side, counter-revolution would be this side, because I'm getting my hips working back and forth in tandem. That makes sense? Running back and forth, trying to have my hip driving for the twist from the feet is energizing and speeding up and whipping the next punch out. On the same page for what a counter-revolution is. Now, oftentimes in boxing, though, you can double up on a single hand. So we can see people throw double jabs, but see, you can throw a jab out and not have to constantly turn the hip around, so that's okay to double up, even though the second one might have a little bit less stink on it. But if we want to throw a hook and still throw back off the same side, we don't want to be able to turn the hips over as much. So we would not necessarily want to slam the door nearly as much. We've got two ways to do it. We'll pick out one to do right now, and then tomorrow we'll pick up and get the second one. This is a speed hook. It's a snap hook or a whip hook. The difference will be is where we know that we're throwing, there's two ways to throw this. We know we're throwing the hammer hook as a power finish, or it means to set up your next rear hand shot. If we're throwing this shot, it means that we are getting ready to double up with another punch off that lead hand. We're throwing a lead hook, lead whip hook. We want to double up and hit the second hand. It could be another hook. We can come back with a jab if you're using illegal or questionable shots. It could be into a lever punch, what have you. Or it can also be as a snap or a whip hook because you faded back a little bit. You got surprised at a long jab or a long straight coming in, and you're throwing a counter hook, but you don't have time. Once I've leaned back over this door hinge, I'm not going to have enough time to throw the power of the hammer. Are you with me how I'm saying where we're going to be using this hook? All right, for the whip hook, instead of this being one fused piece of bone, you're going to throw this glove out so whenever it makes contact, with the bag, as soon as you feel it make contact, you're going to act as if you're going to come back and slap yourself in the chest. You're going to fire it back with that bicep and that brachialis. So I got my palm facing me on the hook, so I'm turning the whole body with this. There's going to be less stink on this shot. I'm ripping it through and dragging it back to me, pulling it back to the chin. That makes sense? So that means I don't have to turn the hip over, which means I have to throw back off this other side. This allows me to throw off this other side, or I'll throw a second one off the same side. That makes sense? Because it's very important to understand why we're making this distinction between the hooks. It's just not because it's for shits and giggles. Well, here's another one just cause. We want to have a reason. We know why we're throwing what we're throwing. Make sense? Yes, sir. So when you're on the bag, if you've got any sort of bag that's got perhaps this one will do it. When we're hitting on this, if we're hitting with the hammer hook, chances are you're going to see a little pop, a little bit move around. When you're throwing the whip hook, you might start seeing this century label creeping towards you as you start pulling that, getting a little circular spin out of it because you're whipping that hook back to you. That makes sense? Yes. So that'd be a nice little mnemonic. When it hit on the label, it was pulling back to you, and watch your hips. You're still turning with it, not it. I want to stay facing it so I can double up off of either side. Good?
Sir.
All right, we're going to get on the bag and throw about 10, 12, just whip hooks, snap hooks, they're the same thing, interchangeable, and then just keep running through the line, then I'll tell you when to put it into combination. Let's do it!
That's the exact right.